Today we are going to solve by graphing. Step 1 is to get both equations into slope-intercept form. And if you remember back, that looks like y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So if you're looking at the two equations, the first one already looks like that. Y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Looks like y equals mx plus b. So that one's good to go. Your slope is 1/3 and your y-intercept is -2. But the other one does not look like that. So we need to get it to look like y equals mx plus b. If you notice, y is on a side all by itself. So with this one, we need to get y on a side by itself. What I like to do is I like to draw in a line where the equal sign goes that represents both sides of the equation. So on the left is 4x minus 2y, and on the right is 10. The first step to get y by itself is to get rid of the 4x from the side. The 4x is positive, so what we need to do is subtract it from both sides. What we do to one side, we got to do to the other. Now the key here is that the 10 does not have an x on it, so we can only, there's technically like a plus 0x there, so we subtract 4x from the 0x. The 4x cancels out on that side, you're left with 2y on that side of the equation. On the other side, we have 10 minus 4x. Now the y still isn't by itself, it has a 2 attached to it. It says 2 times y equals 10 minus 4x. So to get rid of the 2, we got to divide everything by 2. Cancels out there. We're left with just y on the one side. That was our goal. Now on the other side, 10 divided by 2 is 5. -4 divided by 2 is -2. And then carry down the x. So we're left with y equals 5 minus 2x. Now that's really close to looking like y equals mx plus b, but not quite. So what we need to do is just rearrange the right side. Y equals, and then just put the -2x first, and then the positive 5 behind it. Because 5 minus 2x is the same thing as -2x plus 5. So that was step 1. Put it in slope-intercept form. Step 2 is to graph them and see where they cross. So now the two equations we have is y equals 1/3 x minus 2 and y equals -2x plus 5. So if you do not have graph paper, you're going to need to draw your own graphs by hand. To do that, make an xy axis. Label up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now these handheld graphs aren't always that accurate, but they give us an idea of what's going on, and hopefully we can see where the two lines cross, because that is our goal. So the first one, we always start with our y-intercept. It's on our y-axis. It tells us to start at -2 on the y-axis. Then our slope tells us to go up 1 and over 3. And we can keep doing that. Till we get our line. So there is the first one. It would keep going like that. Our second one, our starting point, says to start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. That's our y-intercept. And then go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Looky there, we found the point where the two lines are going to cross. So that is the whole goal of this, is to see where the two lines cross. Now that point, xy coordinate, so we go over 1, 2, 3 for the x, and down 1 for the y. So +3 we went in the x direction, and down 1 in the y direction. So the answer when solving by graphing is where they cross. The 3, -1 would be your answer.